Okay, so currently we are in 4th place here with 38 points. We are 3 points behind Liverpool, who are in 1st place. And in the Europa League, we are currently sitting in 1st place of the league phase with 15 points. And so this is what our team currently looks like. We got decent starting lineup, but our bench could be improved here. So we are going to sign a backup right back and then a right or left mid to replace Sancho, who got recalled by United. So these are our 4 options for the right back position. And we also got Minamino here for the left mid, as well as Mbangula, Antonio Nusa, and Danjuma from Valencia here. And they're all pretty good options, but we are going to sign Julian Araujo here for 11.5 million. And they want a 5% sell-on clause, so we are going to accept that. So our first signing of the season will be Julian Araujo here, who is our new number 6. And hopefully he will be a decent backup. And so we do have Leon Bailey here on our team, who is loaned out to Roma. So we are going to recall him to fill in the spot that Sancho left as our backup winger. So now this is what our team currently looks like, with Bailey and Araujo on the bench. And they did bring some good backups here, as our other 2 backups that we got rid of were both like 70 rated. And our first game here is against Leeds United. And we are going to move Rodgers over to the left mid and then replace Malen for Bailey here, as well as putting in Araujo for Matson. And so we start off with the ball here. We're going to pass this over to Bailey, as we do lose the ball there. But now they have the ball and they're just going to be passing this around probably. They cross this over to their fullback. And we just need to keep possession, really, and just get a lot of shots here. And hopefully we'll score them. That's a great interception there, as Rodgers has the ball here. So we're going to pass this back over here. And that's going to be intercepted there. And now Rodgers is on the attack again here. We're just going to try and get this to Sunset here if we can. But we just weren't able to make the pass in time, as Araujo loses the ball there. And they're running down the wing here. But Rodgers with a great tackle there, as now he has the ball again here, but gets tackled. And that was a great tackle there. But now their winger is running on the wing here. And Mario needs to make a tackle there, but they cross it in. That's a great shot there. Now they're going to cross this in here. And that's a great header from their striker, who managed to score to make it 2-1 on aggregate in the 60th minute. And that header came from the middle of the box there, so that was a powerful one. But now Rodgers has the ball here. And we tried to get that to Sunset, but we passed it straight into the defender there. And that's a great tackle there, as we get this over to Sunset here. Some great dribbling there, as Rodgers has it. Russian passes back to Sunset. Takes a shot, but that's going to be blocked by the defender there. And now they have the ball here. And they're on the attack now. Get this over to their fullback. And that's a great interception by Onana there. Get this over to Kamara. And we are going to cross it over to Rodgers here. And we just need to get a goal here, as it is the 75th minute. And we don't want to lose this game. And we get this over to Bailey. And that's a great goal there from Leon Bailey, who smashes that into the goal with a great assist from Kamara there to find the run. And now Kamara has the ball again here. Gets this over to Watkins. But that was too far of a pass there, and I think he was also offside. But now Tanaka has it. And we just need to make the tackle and get a last minute winner if we can. And just going to probably pass this around, try and wait it out for penalties, as that is what they are doing, just passing it right now. And we just can't make the tackle there. So pass it back here. They get it forward here, and they could probably get a goal there. But that's a great shot there, but Martinez saves it. And so we have the first penalty here, top left, but that's going to get saved there. And we just need to make the save here. And he's going to shoot it, and we're going to go to the right. but he goes straight down the middle there. Now Watkins needs to save this. We're going to go top right. That's a great penalty from Watkins. Now we just need to save this penalty here. And we're going to go to the left. But that's going to go really wide of the goal there. As Bailey takes the penalty and the keeper saves it there. And so Strujic has the chance to make the penalty. And Martinez goes left instead of down the middle there. As Camara makes this penalty and it's going to be saved by the keeper. And we are not doing good on these penalties here. As James takes his penalty. And that's going to go over wide of the goal as well there. So we just need to make this penalty to stay in the game here. Now Rogers steps up to take the penalty. Top left there, but the keeper is going to save that as they managed to knock us out of the tournament here. So that is very unlucky there as we just could not make our penalties. And we just need to improve at our penalty taking since that was horrible from us. Only made 2 penalties, I think. Yeah, we only made 2 penalties. But now, still sitting in 4th place here, but with 55 points. And we are 6 points behind Liverpool here, who are in 1st place with 61 points. And then we're versing Liverpool in the FA Cup round 6 here. Or the quarterfinals, I think. And then Arsenal are playing Leeds in the final here as we get knocked out to Leeds 2-1 on penalties here. And then we are versing Sevilla in the Europa League round of 16 here. So we should be able to win this game. And our next game here is against Sevilla. But we are going to sim this first leg here. Hopefully start out with a win. So we are going to sim this. Where's the sim? And it's going to end as a 1-1 draw here with Sunset getting the goal to tie us up in the same minute that Sevilla scored. Both came in the 30th minute. Now our next game here is against Sevilla, but we are going to play this leg here. And they start off with the ball there. I'm just going to pass this over to their midfield. And so we just need to keep possession here since Sevilla is a good attacking team. And that was a decent pass there as Watkins is through on goal here. Takes the shot, but that's going to go wide of the goal there as Watkins loses the ball there. And now they're on the attack here. But that's a great interception there, but we do lose the ball there as it was not a good turn. And they are going to get this to their striker here, who just didn't complete the run there and decided to pass it out wide for some reason. As they cross it in here, but Martinez with the save there. As we are going to be on the defense here again. That's a great interception by Maatsen there as we get this over to Malen. That's some great dribbling by Malen there. Managed to get past the defender. As Watkins has the ball, but then gets tackled and loses it. And they are going to clear this out here. As we get this over to Sunset now. And we just need to find this to Watkins. But Sunset does keep the ball here as Watkins is through, takes the shot. But that's going to be a great save by the keeper there. As now Sunset has the ball here. Gets this to Watkins. Over to Camara. But just can't keep the ball there as that was not that good of a pass. As they are on the attack now. They're going to probably get that through, but they don't. And they just pass it to their winger here. And Camara just misses the tackle there somehow. As they cross this over here. And they get this through to their striker. And that was a horrible challenge there from Cash, as they do have the chance to make it 1-0 here. We're going to go to the bottom right. And that's a great save by Martinez there, who managed to deny them from taking the lead here. As now they have the ball again. And they're just going to be passing this around their defense, I guess, here. But now they're on the attack. And we just need to win the ball there, but they keep it. But Camara with a great tackle there, as we get this over to Sunset. We're going to try and get this through to Watkins here. That's a great pass there, but just couldn't keep the ball there, as he had a heavy touch. And now they're going to launch this forward here, but Murillo makes a great interception there. So we get to Malen, over to Sunset here, takes the shot, and that's going to go just wide of the goal there. As we get this over to Malin here, and we just need to run this forward here. It is the 113th minute. Kamara has the ball, gets this to Onana. We're just going to pass this over to Kamara again here. We just need to find a pass here, but nobody's really open for a pass. As we take the shot, but the keeper saves it. And can't win the ball there, but Kamara makes the challenge there. Gets this over to Sunset. Watkins takes the shot, but that's going to be saved by the keeper here, as it is gone to penalties here. And so Sunset steps up to take his penalty, but that's going to be saved by the keeper. And we're just going to go to the left here, but that's going to hit off the post and out. As Malin steps up to take his, and his is also going to be saved by the keeper here. And so we are going to go to the right, and they go straight down the middle as they do score their penalty. Now Watkins steps up, and that's a great penalty by Watkins there to tie us up. And that's a great save by Martinez there. Now Kamara needs to make this penalty, but that's going to be saved by the keeper there, and we just cannot score our penalties this episode, as they score straight down the middle again here. But now Rodgers takes the penalty for the chance to keep us in here, as he does score that. So we just need to save this penalty here, and we stay in the game. But we go the opposite way there, as they do score to make it to the quarterfinals of the Europa League here. And we just cannot score our penalties this episode, as we end up losing 3-2 on penalties. But our next game here is against Liverpool, and Rodgers does have a red card here, so we are going to put in Bailey for him. Get some pace in our attack, since Bailey is a fast winger. And then we'll also take him out for Bogarde. And then we're also going to put in Julian Araujo here for Cash, as Liverpool do have some pacey wingers, and Araujo is faster than Cash. And so they start off with the ball here. And they're trying to pass this around here as Wirtz has the ball. Hasn't passed it yet, actually. But now they get this over to Gakpo. Back to Gravenberch here. And we just need to prevent them from being on the attack so much, as they have very good attackers. And it didn't let me run to the ball there. As now McAllister has the ball here. Gets it over to Gakpo. Onana with a great challenge there, but just couldn't win the ball. As Araujo makes a great tackle there. Gets us over to Onana, but we end up losing the ball here, as Wirtz is on the attack. Can't get the ball from him though, but that's a great tackle by Kamara, as we're just waiting for one of our players to run. It's not a good pass there, but get this over to Onana here. Back to Sunset. Over to Watkins. Takes a shot, but that's going to be saved by the keeper there. As we get this over to Maatsen, to Kamara. And we just need to get a goal here. We're going to try and cross this in if we can, but Frimpong wins the ball there. Make the challenge. That's a great tackle by Malin there, as Watkins scores off the crossbar there. And that was some bad passing by Liverpool there. And we just absolutely took out Gravenberch there. As Salah has the ball here. We just need to make the tackle, but passes over to Isak, who managed to score a great goal there into the top corner, as they make it 1-1 here in the 73rd minute. And now we have the ball here, the 107th minute here, and we just need to get a goal here, try and win this, so we don't go into penalties, since we have not been good at penalties this episode. Takes a shot, but that's going to be saved by Alisson, as Malin has the ball here, but loses it to Frimpong. Frimpong passes it back to Szoboszlai, as this is going to go to penalties here. And Salah steps up to take his penalty. And we're going to go to the left, or to the right, and that's going to be a great save down the middle there. Uses his foot. As Sanchez steps up to take his penalty here, but that's going to be saved by Alisson there. It's another penalty we haven't made. So McAllister takes his, and he's going to score that there. But now it's time for Mullen to step up here. And he does score his penalty this time, as Isak takes the penalty. We're going to go to the left, but we just couldn't dive far enough, as Watkins takes his, and that's a great penalty into the top corner there. Now Szoboszlai with his penalty. We're going to go left here, but he goes bottom right. But now Bailey steps up for his. We're going to go top right, and that's a great penalty there. As Wirtz takes his, and that's going to go just wide of the goal there. As Camara steps up to take his, but Alisson with a great save there. And Ekitike with a great penalty down the right side. Murillo steps up. That's a great penalty as well there. As Van Dijk. We're going to go to the right or left here, but he goes top left instead of bottom left there. Maatsen takes his penalty, and that's a great one from Maatsen there. As Robertson has the penalty. We're going to go to the right, but he skies it over the crossbar. Araujo has a chance to win it here, and that's a great penalty by Araujo as he manages to score the winner here after a pretty long penalty shootout there. But we do finally manage to win on penalties after losing twice to penalties. We just could not score our penalties this episode. So now we are into the final of the FA Cup here. And Martinez is out injured after getting a training injury clash. So he's going to be out for a good amount of games. As now we are currently third place with 69 points. We are 9 points behind Liverpool, who are in first place. And our final is against Manchester City here for the FA Cup. We lost out 2-2 on the Carabao Cup to Leeds here, where we lost on penalties. And currently we are final, but we lost in the round of 16 to Sevilla here. So we just are not doing that well in our tournaments here. Well, now Martinez is out injured for the final versus Manchester City. So we are going to have to put in Bizot here. And they start off with the ball here. They're going to get this over to Rafinha, who has joined Manchester City apparently. But now they're just going to pass this around their defense. Now we just need to win the ball here. And Malen makes a good challenge there as we get this over to Sunset. We just need to run this up here. We're going to pass this down to Watkins if we can. Some great physicality from Watkins there, as he does manage to score the first goal of the game here in the 7th minute. So that's a great start to the game. As Watkins has the ball here again, we're going to pass this through to Malen. Can we get a second here in the 17th minute? But just couldn't reach the ball there. Took too heavy of a touch. As Sunset has it. We're just going to try and find Watkins there, but just couldn't as he gets tackled off the ball. And now Rodri has it. And we couldn't make the interception there, as Rodri has the ball here. But makes a great challenge there as we get this over to Watkins. We're going to pass this through to Rodgers. We're just going to have to cut this back if we can. Over to Onana. Back to Camara. To Sansa here. We're just going to get this over to Rodgers again. Tried to cross that in, but just couldn't get the cross. As Rodri has the ball here. Gets back to Donnarumma, and he's just going to clear that out. And can we win this header versus Haaland? And we do. Now Sunset has it. We're just going to try and dribble past the defenders here. Gets this over to Rodgers. We're going to not make a cross here. And that was a bad pass by Sunset there. We just need to use Onana here to push them off the ball. As Haaland has it now. Now gets this over to Silva, as this is going to be the end of the game here. And we do manage to win our first trophy for Aston Villa here, which is the FA Cup. And it was a decent game there, with only us winning by 1-0. But now our next game here is the final game of the season versus Manchester City. And Martinez is still out injured, so we are going to have to put in Bizot again here. But now we did struggle in defense versus City, so we are going to put in Araujo here for pace, since their wingers are pretty fast here. And now they start off with the ball again here, as to get this over to Rodri here. Ake has the ball. Couldn't make the interception there. That would have been a great interception, which could have led to a goal there had we made it. But now Holland has the ball here. Mario needs to make the tackle, as Foden has it and crosses it in, but that's going to go straight towards our keeper. As we get this over to Malen here, launching a good attack here. We just need Sunset to make a run here. Gets it through to Sunset here. Sunset with the shot there, but that's going to be saved by Donnarumma as it crosses out to Onana. We're going to pass this over to Malen here. Gets this to Sunset. Dribbles past the defenders, takes the shot, and that's some great dribbling by Sunset as he manages to score to make it 1-0 in the 14th minute here. As we get this over to Malen, back to Watkins here. I'm just going to keep passing this back here. Get this over to Camara, and we could take a shot here. We're going to take the shot, but that's going to be saved by Donnarumma. So we get this over to Sunset. We're going to pass through to Rodgers here. We're going to try and get this back through to Watkins here. Gets it over the defender, and we almost get to the ball before Donnarumma there. Could have scored our second goal of the game. But now Araujo with a great interception there. As we get this over to Sunset. We're trying to run past the defenders here. Try and get this back to Watkins if we can, but we couldn't. And that was a bad pass by Araujo there, but Camara wins it. So we get this over to Sunset here. Probably the last attack of the game, or one of the last attacks of the game. But now Silva wins it. And now Sunset has the ball here, gets us to Rodgers, over to Watkins here, through to Rodgers, as he is in behind the defense here. And we're going to take a shot near post, but Donnarumma does manage to save that. As we have a last minute corner here, and we're just going to move Onana into the box here. Couldn't get the header there, as this is going to go out here. Now we have the throw in here, so we're just going to throw this over to Rodgers. Gets us back to Sunset. Crosses into Malen, but just can't get the header off there. As we head this back to Sunset. Great dribbling there, but just loses out to Rodri there. As this is going to be the end of the game here, where we do win 1-0, with Sunset scoring in the 15th minute, so that was a great goal. But now currently we are sitting 4th place in the league after all the games, meaning we do secure a Champions League spot. We have 72 points, so we are about 12 points behind Liverpool here, who did win the league with 84 points. We did manage to win one trophy, which was the FA Cup. We lost out on the Carabao Cup to Leeds in the semi-finals. And we also lost out on the Europa League from losing 3-2 on penalties to Sevilla here. And Watkins was our highest goal scorer here with 29 goals and 9 assists in 62 games. And it could have been a bit better there. But now Sunset did have 21 goals and 11 assists. Followed by Rodgers, who had 11 goals and 12 assists. And then Malen with 9 goals and 9 assists. So our attack was pretty good there. But I'll see you guys in the next episode. So, bye.